Hello, hello, and welcome in, everyone. If you're returning, thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. And if you are new here, a very warm welcome. So, as a lot of you know, I'm in the process of what is generally referred to as a rebrand in many industries, but it's actually a full life somersault. Yes. So, how many of you out there have ever said, "It's my purpose. It's the meaning of life. Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing?" These are the existential questions of humanity as a whole. Now, we might not be able to answer those questions on behalf of humanity as a whole. Well, unless, of course, you're Stephen Hawking or something like that. But for ourselves, for each individual, we each have a purpose. Some of us discover our purpose very, very young, 5, 6, 7 years old. Somebody says, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And they say, a doctor or a lawyer or a fireman or a nurse or a teacher or a truck driver oh, the list is endless. So many opportunities. But for some of us, some of that great big number of 8 billion people on the planet, some of us take a really, really long time to figure out what we're meant to be doing, not just as work and a career, but what is our purpose? For me personally, when I was a little girl, I've looked back through journals and little school projects. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a flight attendant. I wanted to be a truck driver. I wanted to own my own business. I always knew I was psychic. I wanted to be a counselor. I wanted to be a social worker. I had so many ideas. Here's the thing. There were two on that list that intimidated me. They scared the daylights out of me. Being a psychic and being a counselor or a social worker. So I guess that's why I waited so long in my life to actually fully embrace those two interests, purposes, careers. I've been a truck driver. I've been a flight attendant. I have owned my own business in the professional corporate world. But none of those truly satisfied me. You know what does satisfy? Is stepping into my purpose. Since I was a little girl, people would come to me for advice. I'd be walking through a grocery store and three different people in three different aisles would tell me their entire life story and then ask for my advice. 12, 14 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, and on into my 40s. Perfect strangers, family, friends. They would seek out my counsel. Sometimes it was that they just needed someone to hold space. Well, they poured their hearts out and came to a resolution themselves. Other times they were seeking advice based on my own life experiences, knowing that I had been through something similar to what they were currently going through. And other times they were seeking counsel or advice because they knew that I had claircognizance, clairvoyance, and clairaudience, and the ability to tap into something unseen wherein they may find the answers that they were looking for. It intimidated me to step into that role. And yet, out of all of the aforementioned careers, it's the one that was most natural. It's the one that I would walk away from those conversations knowing that the other person's heart was glowing because they had an opportunity to voice what was within them. They had that platform, that safe space. And from that, they were able to have clarity, some answers, some new direction, some positivity. And so that is the new direction that intuitive butterfly is going, is I am fully stepping into the role of counselor. Now, one of the things that has irked me over the years is there's a disconnect between how we seek out our experts. If you're hiring a contractor to work on your house, you want to hire a contractor that has experience doing the types of renovations that you are hiring that individual for. If you are hiring someone to do marketing for your business, you want to hire somebody that has a proven track record, who has helped and assisted other businesses to grow. And yet, when we seek out a counselor, someone that we are going to pour our entire hearts out to, many people seek out someone that has a bright, shiny certificate on the wall that they paid thousands of dollars to achieve, who has learned a lot from books and from those who have gone before us, such as Freud and Skinner and Carl Jung. But those same individuals don't have the real life experiences that we are seeking from other experts that we bring into our lives, like the aforementioned plumber. You're not just going to hire a guy off the street to come in and do the plumbing in your house. You want someone with a proven track record, who's been there, who's torn up a bunch of toilets and knows what to expect. Why then do we seek out counselors who have zero life experience, but a bright, shiny certificate on the wall? Why do we seek out psychiatrists who, yes, absolutely, they have a medical degree? And if you are suffering from a textbook form of illness, then they are the right people to seek out. But if you're looking for someone who can support you through divorce, through the aftermath of a miscarriage, through job loss, through single motherhood, if you're looking for someone who can support you through the aftermath of a traumatic accident as you go through your recovery, do you want someone that's never experienced those things dishing out advice to you, that doesn't understand the daily pain that you're going to, whether that pain is psychological, emotional, or physical? Because they've never experienced it, but they've got that shiny certificate hanging on the wall up and behind them. Or would you prefer to have someone who can legitimately be compassionate and empathetic to everything that you're going through, because they've been there? They walked that path before you did. If that is what you're seeking, then Intuitive Butterfly has what you need. And that is someone who is going to hold space for you while you talk through whatever the issues are. Someone who has been there and is empathetic and compassionate towards your cause. Yet someone who is also really strong on accountability and who will support you when you are supporting yourself, and who will point out your shortcomings when you perhaps dabble in victim mode or do the little dance of playing the victim for a period of time. We all do it. I've done it as well. And yet, nothing is more powerful than taking accountability for our own lives and our own actions. So, part of the reason that I'm making this video is to rebrand, but also to fully and completely step up and step into the role that I was meant to be in since day one. But I fully understand that I had to have all of those life experiences to come to this place, to now be able to offer, to hold space for each of you. My name is Marnie, also known as the Intuitive Butterfly. And if you are interested in booking counseling sessions or hypnotherapy sessions with me, I will leave all of my contact details down below. Thank you so much for watching.